Welcome to Math with Professor V. Here's your latest integral of the day, and this one took me on a little bit of a wild ride. We're officially in the thick of final seasons over here, so it's a little hectic, but huge thank you to Dr. Alan Bromborsky for sending me this beautiful integral. So pause the video, go ahead, try it on your own, and then I'll walk you through the solution. And at first, I have to admit, I tried solving it using trig sub, and everything seemed fine until I realized I had backed myself into a domain issue. So I'll talk about it when I get to that point. And then when I ran into issues, I just ended up coming back and solving it using partial fractions, which is how Dr. Bromborsky solved it, which honestly just turns out to be a much cleaner approach. So let's just jump right in. And also, if you haven't heard yet, I officially launched my website, professorvmath.com. I'll talk about it more at the end of the video, but that's where you can find my full calculus courses, guided notes, quizzes, problem sets, and more. Okay, so first thing, let's rewrite everything in terms of sines and cosines, just to see if we can have some simplification happen. And these limits of integration are curious, aren't they? Pi over 2 to pi over 6. Okay, so we have in the denominator, instead of cotangent x, cosine x over sine x plus sine x dx. So then let's multiply everybody through by sine x. See if at least that'll get the ball rolling. And it does initially. So we have pi over 2 to pi over 6 sine x over, this is going to be now cosine x plus sine squared x dx. Okay, so here's the next thing that jumps into my head. I see this lonely sine x dx, which is ideal for a u substitution. Basically, I want all of that to be absorbed and become du, which means I would need to let u be cosine x. Does that seem like it's going to work out for us? Absolutely, because I can just replace sine squared x with 1 minus cosine squared x. So this substitution is going to work beautifully. Okay, then indeed, du would be negative sine x dx. And then don't forget, we have to change our limits of integration. So u of pi over 6, that's cosine of pi over 6. So that's rad 3 over 2. And then u of pi over 2 is cosine of pi over 2, which is 0. So just don't forget, we're going to pick up a negative sign here, and then these are my new limits of integration. Put them in the right place. So minus sign out here. Pi over 2 becomes 0. Pi over 6 becomes rad 3 over 2. And then sine x dx is negative du. I already got the negative outside. And then remember, this is going to be u plus 1 minus u squared. U plus 1 minus u squared. Okay, great. Now what I'm going to do is take that negative and actually distribute it through the denominator, so it's not harassing me anymore out there. And you might be thinking, this is cleaning up so cute. So now we have u squared minus u minus 1. Dun, dun, dun. So the denominator does not factor. So initially I thought, let me complete the square and do a trig sub. So if you complete the square, you get u minus 1/2 squared minus 5/4 in the denominator. But remember, this is the issue, right? So when you have the variable quantity squared first minus the constant, that's when you use secant for your trig sub. And this secant trig sub assumes that that quantity is greater than 0. Why do I say that? Because what do we do when we make that substitution? Well, eventually we have square root of u squared minus a squared, right? Which is square root of a squared secant squared theta minus a squared. And we replace that with just a tangent theta. We drop the absolute value. And this ends up only being real when basically magnitude of u or absolute value of u is greater than or equal to a. Well, that's not the case here, because absolute value of u minus 1/2 would need to be greater than or equal to 5 over rad 2, or rad 5 over 2, excuse me, I got turned around. Rad 5 over 2, which is not true on the interval that's given, 0 to rad 3 over 2. So that's where I ran into issues, okay? So don't do what I did. Then I looked back at Dr. Bromborsky's solution, and it was very elegant, so I'll walk you through what he did. So even though the denominator does not factor over the rational numbers, it does factor over the irrational numbers. So it has 2 irrational roots, which we can find by doing the quadratic formula. So u would be 1 plus or minus square root. Very good. 1 minus 4 times 1 times negative 1 all over 2. So the roots are 1 plus or minus rad 5 over 2. So technically we could factor the denominator over the irrational numbers. It's just they're not going to be pretty. So what do we do? Well, I'll show you the notation that Dr. Bromborsky used. So he called each of these roots, so 1 plus rad 5 over 2, called that y plus, okay? And then y minus is 1 minus rad 5 over 2. And so technically I could factor the denominator as u minus y plus times u minus y minus. And then from there, let's just go ahead and do partial fractions. It's going to be way less of a headache. Okay, so now it's partial fraction decomp time. So what do we have going on? We have 1 over u minus y plus times u minus y minus. So those are each linear factors. So we'll just have a over u minus y plus b over u minus y minus. Multiply through by the LCD, 1 equals a times u minus y minus plus b times u minus y plus. And then to solve for a and b, let's just substitute in. I'll let u equal y plus. So 1 equals a times y plus minus y minus plus b times 0. So what's y plus minus y minus? Okay, well, we can figure it out. Just look right up here. Okay. Oh, good. I was hoping it would straighten out. So y plus minus y minus is going to be 1 plus rad 5 over 2 minus 1 minus rad 5 over 2. The ones cancel out. I end up with 2 rad 5 over 2, which is just rad 5. Oh, that's not bad. So this is rad 5 times a is 1. So a ends up being 1 over rad 5. And then similarly, what would you do to find b? You would let u equal y minus. Then you get 1 equals a times 0 plus, now you have b times y minus minus y plus. And then similarly, you can show that y minus minus y plus is negative rad 5, no surprise. You might have even memorized the result of this partial fraction decomposition because it does come up so commonly. So then we have 1 equals negative b rad 5, so b equals negative 1 over rad 5. Okay, so what can we say at long last? So 1 over u squared minus u minus 1 is 1 over rad 5 times 1 over u minus y plus minus 1 over rad 5 times 1 over u minus y minus. Okay, so let's put that all back together in the integral now. I'm not going to replace y plus and y minus till the bitter end. Okay, so now we have, I'm going to take the 1 over rad 5 out if you'll allow it. And then we go 0 to rad 3 over 2, 1 over u minus y plus minus 1 over u minus y minus du. Okay, then we have 1 over rad 5. Both of these antiderivatives are going to be natural log u minus y plus minus natural log absolute value u minus y minus, and then evaluate from 0 to rad 3 over 2. First, though, let's combine them into a single logarithm. That way we have less work to do later. So ln absolute value u minus y plus over u minus y minus. And then this is evaluated from 0 to rad 3 over 2. Now I'll replace them accordingly. So 1 over rad 5, ln, absolute value, u minus 1 plus rad 5 over 2 over u minus 1 minus rad 5 over 2. Don't let the fact that, they're irrational make you lose your cool. You guys, it's still the same math. It's just a wee bit uglier, I would multiply everything by 2. That way we can clear out some of this nastiness. So 1 over rad 5, ln, absolute value, 2u minus 1 plus rad 5 over 2u minus 1 minus rad 5. Okay, now I feel okay to plug in the limits of integration. I really milked that, guys, but it's going to work out beautifully now that we're so ready, you know? Okay, 1 over rad 5. ln, absolute value. This is going to be rad 3 minus 1 plus rad 5 minus, or over, excuse me, rad 3 minus 1 minus rad 5 minus, what's the lower limit? ln, absolute value. Okay, those negatives can go away. So 2u will be 0, and then these negatives can cancel each other out. So I'll just have ln 1 plus rad 5 over 1 minus rad 5. How's this looking? Okay, we have to divide by that. Yes, let's combine these into a single log. 1 over rad 5. ln, hang tight, rad 3 minus 1 plus rad 5 over rad 3 minus 1 minus rad 5 divided by, so I'm just going to multiply by the reciprocal of the argument, 1 minus rad 5 over 1 plus rad 5. How are we doing? Okay, now we're going to distribute. Remember, this stays together. Distribute, distribute, here as well, here as well. Okay, 1 over rad 5, ln, absolute value. This will be rad 3 minus rad 15 minus, now these are conjugate pairs, so it's just going to be 1 minus 5, so negative 4, over, similarly down here we'll have rad 3 plus rad 15 minus another negative 4. Okay, and then I think we're done. I don't need absolute value. That's all going to be positive already. So this is 1 over rad 5 ln of rad 3 minus rad 15 plus 4 over rad 3 plus rad 15 plus 4. Please box that with immense pride, especially if you were able to get there on your own without any hints from me. And obviously, don't use dreadful AI. It just inhibits you from trying to reason through yourself. You know, if you always revert to outside sources the minute you get stuck, you'll never train your brain to figure out how to get yourself unstuck naturally. I actually talk about this in one of my episodes of Ask Professor V. I'll put it in the description. But anyways, that's going to wrap up today's integral of the day. It felt like an epic journey. Again, huge thank you to Dr. Alan Bromborsky for sending this one over, because this one definitely kept me on my toes for a minute there. I loved it. And also, if you're preparing for your finals right now, I'm wishing you so much success. If your semester's already over and you want to get ahead for your next math class, or maybe if you've taken a break from math and you're trying to relearn calculus, definitely check out my website, professorvmath.com. I currently have the full Calculus 1 and Calculus 2 courses available, and I'm working on adding Calculus 3 differential equations and more this summer. And the courses include organized video lessons, guided notes, quizzes, practice problems, sample exams, and full support materials designed to help you actually understand the material, not just memorize steps. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.